Bring in the duress, I think.
Right.
The Thruns, probably Liliana.
I don't know about the duress. It's 6 discards is probably a fair number. And duress doesn't really hit the Squadron Hawks. He's really needing.
Does not hit the Squadron Hawks, which is certainly a big deal. 2 Thrun coming in. 1 Liliana Vest I think will come in. That card can control the game. That's 3. You're trying to say maybe the Kazul, maybe not.
That's a pretty good card against Squadron Hawks, and it fights Hero. And I don't know the actual text on Kazul. Actually, that might not interact exactly the way I thought it did with Hero Blade.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think Kazul is as an Acosta declare attackers, and Hero sidesteps that entirely.
Yeah.
So, Kazul is interesting against cards like Squadron Hawk, but maybe it's better than Worm Coalition, but something to look at. And then I don't think... Oh, do you think he wants either to go for the throat or dismember?
Depends on how much he thinks that Gideon's going to animate and how much Sun Titan's going to matter.
And how much Hero Bladehold is going to matter, too.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more putting in Go for the Throat specifically so he can kill the big guys that he doesn't necessarily have all of the answers to. Right. He only has Go for the... he only has 1 Go for the Throat main to kill the 6/6s, so...
Huh. Yeah, that's something he could consider. We'll see what he chooses to do here. I think a couple core cards are coming in. I think Lightning Bolt and the Moor side are probably coming out, but anything besides that, it's probably his preference to Korey.
Yeah.
It just depends what he likes and what he doesn't.
Looks like they're about to get started here. Oh, still in the middle of shuffling.
No, still just pile of shuffling. How do we feel about Garruk Primal Hunter in this matchup? Really good on turn 3 off a Lotus Cobra.
Yeah. I think it's just a threat that you can't really cut, and it's really hard for it to, they aren't really going to kill it with Squadron Hawks. It's just adding counters and making 3/3s.
There it is.
+1, 3, attack with 2 Hawks. Okay, well, it's down to 2. Okay, +1, make a 3/3, attack you with a 3/3. This is not a fight that these Squadron Hawks are necessarily winning in the same way they can, beat other planeswalkers while they're +1.
Right.
So stay alive.
Yeah, and once again, I feel like the key to this matchup is really invalidating those Squadron Hawks.
Yeah.
And so if you manage to do that, I think Garruk could just run away with the game.
Right.
Because they have to really have like Hero Bladehold or something to be able to defeat it.
Even if they have Hero, it's just too easy to have another guy just kill the Hero on the attack and just move along.
Right. And of course, the ultimate is very good. There are 2 Day of Judgments in the sideboard of Tim's deck. So we'll see Day and then probably come in if he wants to be able to deal with cards like that, but...
More so just for Grave Titan anyways.
Yeah.
Day of Judgment might not even be Karuk. You can just keep adding counters, making more beasts, and just, Day. Okay, I'll make a beast. Make another beast. Draw some cards.
Yeah, out of Tim's deck, I think those Flash Freezes are good coming in. Mental Misstep, Day of Judgment, Celestial Purge. Tim certainly has a lot of ammo in his sideboard.
I don't actually know if Flash Freeze comes in. I'm pretty sure Celestial Purge does, but Flash Freeze, it doesn't... Tim's on the draw this game, so it's not really going to hit a Lotus Cobra. Not really going to hit a Grim Lavamancer, and that only hits Lightning Bolt in the rest of the deck.
And Garruk.
True, and Garruk, but
I guess
that's like 1 card.
I guess that's true. There just aren't a lot of red and green cards to target.
Inquisition for Korey Fey reveals... looks like a Squadron Hawk.
Yeah, that Squadron Hawk is going away. So Inquisition reveals 3 lands, Oblivion Ring, Preordain, Squadron Hawk, a Blade Splicer, and Korey knows that. We haven't seen him take the card yet, but I can't imagine he would take anything but Squadron Hawk here.
Tim's lands all. Both Glacial Fortresses, no basis to go with those. So
I guess
curve might be a little awkward.
If he has 2 Inquisitions, he could take the Preordain and then go for Hawk next turn, but.
The Preordain is still going to be in his hand. He doesn't have a blue source that comes in play on tap. So you may as well just wait on taking that, get the Hawk out of there, and then Inquisition him again in case he draws another Hawk you want to take, or make the decision then.
Yeah, I agree with that line of logic. I think with this card you should often just... you think about what you're going to do a couple turns ahead, but if you just take the card you want to take the most of your 2 discard spells, you just have more options to look at the next turn.
Yeah, and even if he did draw the land of Preordain, maybe he doesn't hide the card on top. Maybe he only has 1 card he wants. Then you get the Inquisition and see that card. Yeah. Yep.
The Squadron Hawk goes away. All right, and that is what Korey Fey was looking to do. So Tim will play tap Glacial Fortress and pass the turn back to Korey Fey. Let's see if Korey has a Lotus Cobra for the double whammy in this game.
Yeah, that would close this out very fast.
Yeah, if Korey has any kind of action after that, Tim would have a rough time coming back.
Looks like Korey's going to play a Copperline Gorge this turn. It looks like he's thinking about.
Oh, maybe tap land. Oh, just Lava Claw reaches past.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like Lotus Cobra is in Korey's hand. Still a good start for Korey, though.
Tim preordains. Looks like he drew a Day of Judgment.
That's certainly a good one for him to hide from Korey Faye's knowledge.
Yes.
Because if Korey doesn't think he's got a Day of Judgment, he might extend a little bit, and then Tim would bring down the hammer.
There's really not that much to extend, though. You know, you got Lotus Cobra, which he has shown that he doesn't have. You got Grim Lavamancer, which he might have, and then, you know, Phyrexian Revoker. Grave Titan, sure, but like Solemn and Wormcoil aren't the worst things to have Day of Judgment in.
yeah. Please, Day of Judgment away my Solemn Simulacrums.
It's not the threats to all these manlands that just don't die to Day of Judgment. That's been one of the things that this format has really shown, is that the Day of Judgment's lost a lot in the recent formats. Just there's a lot of things like Inkmoth Nexus, Glinthawk Idol, and the manlands that just don't die to it.
Right. I mean, normally Wrath effects are great, but you know, they've really faded in and out in this format and how good they are. And with all the manlands, it makes it tough to make that strong, because when you tap out to Wrath and your opponent's just like, okay, untap, smack you for 4 anyway. All right, there's Grim Lavamancer for Korey Faye.
Taps the Gorge.
Taps the Gorge, so he does not have a green spell to play. Wants to leave up 2 black. Alright, Korey just passes the turn, so he's just sitting on a Lavamancer.
I think he has a Revoker in hand that he's just debating on what to use it on.
Yeah.
Looked like he was going to cast something, maybe. Blade Splicer comes down with its buddy.
So there's Splicer and a Golem. Now let's see what Korey Faye does this turn. It's going to hit the 4 mana threshold. Will we see a Solemn come down?
Possibly.
Ramp him nicely into a Grave Titan, Wormcoil Engine.
Garrick.
Yeah, Garrick. Man, every time I see Garrick Primal Hunter played, whew, that card is exciting. That Planeswalker is just so inherently powerful.
Yeah. It's just mostly the +1 to actually, you know, keeping itself alive while making a blocker, and just it pushes itself so far ahead so fast.
Right. I mean, imagine if Elspeth was +1, put 3/1/1s into play.
Yeah.
That'd just be insane.
Yeah. You know, you saw a bit of that with the old Elspeth, actually. You know,
yeah.
The +1 make a guy just, well, never killing this guy. You know, you attack Elspeth with all your guys, they block one of them, they untap, and all of a sudden, like, Elspeth's still at 2 counters, and they can play every spell in their hand now.
Huh. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty insane. Alright, so Korey cracks a Verdant Catacombs and goes to find a forest. And that will turn on his Grim Lavamancer, so he can now has a 1 shot out of his Lavamancer if he wants to take down, say, that Blade Splicer.
Yeah, that could be relevant coming up next turn, because Garrick 3/3s, you know, versus the first strikers, especially if Solemn puts him to 6.
Yeah, although since he just had Tim shuffle his deck, I doubt he's casting Solemn.
Maybe it's just common courtesy. I don't know.
Normally feel like if you're gonna do multiple shuffles in a row and your opponent has no opportunity for responses, you know, you shouldn't just shuffle.
No, I agree.
Play another Rampant Growth, shuffle.
There is unlimited time technically, but some people in this top 4 might want to play Legacy.
Yeah, although in the past, if it's taken too long, they just get a bye in the first round. But
yeah.
Alright, so there's a Phyrexian Revoker for Korey Faye. And what do you think you name here if you're Korey? Do you name Gideon Jura?
I can't really see his hand. If he has a removal spell that's its speed, I might just name Gideon Jura immediately. Don't really want to die to that card, and it seems a lot harder for him to deal with that than just beat a guy with a sword on it in general, especially with Grim in play. So long as he can keep this 3/3 off the table.
Yeah. He names Gideon with the Phyrexian Revoker. Makes sense. I think that's the right card to name there.
Yeah.
So now...
Not Elspeth Tyrell?
Once again, the Elspeth Tyrell that Jarvis recommended, if he drops that down, that Phyrexian Revoker is going to look kind of silly.
Yeah.
Gain a little bit of life.
Maybe kill everything but that Golem token.
Ah, yes. All non-token permanents. Oh, my.
Looks like Tim preordained into preordain. Digging for something.
Shipped.
All right, a lot of cards to the bottom.
Finds another Day of Judgment, looks like. So that's both of Tim's Day of Judgment sitting there in his hand.
Plays an Inkmoth next and passes the turn. Looks like Korey's thinking about whether he wants to Grim Lavamancer down that Blade Splicer.
And he does. Seems like a reasonable use, especially if Korey has more ways to stock his graveyard. If Korey has Shalate on ways to stock his graveyard, I don't think he would make that play. So that might tell Tim that Korey's got some spells up his sleeve, some more fetch lands.
Well, I mean, it also doesn't really signal it. If he has a Garruk in hand, he just wants to make 3/3s that trade with that 3/3 and couldn't really shoot down the Blade Splicer later.
Sure. I mean, he could just shoot it down the next turn.
Yeah, but the Golem still gets an attack in it as a first striker, and Korey only has a 5 mana this turn, so if you tap out for Garruk, you're kind of left chump left.
Right. Of course, the question is would he want to? And now he can. He played Marsh Flat, so he doesn't have access to triple green.
I think he has another Lava Cloud Reaches in his hand.
So the Marsh Flats will put some more fuel in the fire for that Grim Lavamancer. The question at this point is really what's in Korey's hand. I mean, does he have more gas? Is he just holding a bunch of lands? Because he needs to get something going, I think. Otherwise, Tim could threaten to take control of this game. Gideon is under control for now.
I think that, I mean, if Tim gets another untap step, he's actually in control of this game. Just, he really needed the Garruk this turn to get there.
Yeah, Korey really needs at least some kind of threat, and if this threat is like a Grave Titan, he just gets Day of Judgment away, and then he has another one-turn window.
Right. He needs the Wormcoil Engine or that Garruk.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so Korey taps 3, activates Lava Claw Reaches, serves.
It's an indication that he's probably land flooded.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement. So he trades the Golem token off with the Lava Claw Reaches. Do we think we see Tim just burn a Day of Judgment here?
I think Tim has a Hero Blade Hold. He's just going to slam down right now.
Yeah, and there's the hero. Now does Korey have an answer to the hero?
He has a lot of answers in his deck, but I don't know if he's been playing this game indicating that he necessarily has a lot of them. He might have one.
Yeah, he might have.
If he had access, he would have definitely killed that Golem token too, but and served him for damage. But it looks like this might get a little awkward.
Yeah, if Korey can't kill that hero, I mean, if Jund is all about 2-for-1s, that hero is just a 2-for-1 every time it attacks, so he'll quickly get out of control.
You can trade the Revoker on the block for it, but that's not really where you want to be going.
No, especially because then that turns on all of Timothy's Gideons.
Yes.
And we definitely can't afford to get Gideon active. If that Revoker dies and Timothy lands a Gideon, the game is practically over.
Yes.
I don't know how Tim would be, or how Korey would be able to come back from that one.
It's pass the turn.
Not what Korey Faye really wanted to do, I think.
And Hero Blade Hold is probably going to get a chance to attack this turn.
Yeah, unless Korey waited for some reason, which I don't think he did.
He probably went into the world of Mana Leaks and Spell Pierces.
Yep.
Make some soldiers.
All right. And they battle cry, so the soldiers come in for 2 each. All right, and Korey's making the trade you were talking about, the Revoker for Blade Hold trade. And now we're going to see if Tim has the Gideon. All right, so down goes Revoker. What does Tim have in his grip? Now we're about to find out.
That's a Gideon.
5 mana.
Elspeth
Tyrell.
Oh,
so
not a Gideon.
Didn't matter either way, yeah.
Gonna make some guys.
Pretty nice synergy with Hero Blade Hold.
Yeah, but that guy's dead.
Yeah.
Grim Lavamancer takes him down. Last 2 damage. It definitely does have some good synergy though.
Yeah.
You know, gain more life. You know, have all these tokens if you have to rat the board for some ridiculous reason.
Right. And that's way better for Korey Faye than a Gideon would have been.
Yeah.
Elspeth is much more beatable.
A Grave Titan can definitely take this game back under
Grave Titan.
marginal control at least.
I mean, even a Garruk might be reasonable. Let's see, there are 5 tokens. He makes a 3/3 beast.
Yeah, it just shoots down Elspeth with Grim, and you know, he has to throw all of his guys at the Garruk, and it's just a battle of 1/1s versus a 3/3 then. So that's a fine exchange.
But I do see Lava Claw Reaches at the front of Korey's hand. Korey played an untapped land this turn, signaling he might be about to make a play. Maybe Garruk leaving up Grim Lavamancer mana. We're going to see what Korey does.
Maybe just leave Raging Ravine back and Grim Lavamancer down the Elspeth. It's not the best play, but it's what he has to kill the Elspeth. And probably have to kill that guy right now before it gets out of, before it gets to make more guys.
Yeah, Elspeth's sitting on 2 counters, so I think you have to grim that guy down.
Yeah. Korey drops to 13.
All right, Korey drops to 13 here. All right, fetches out a forest. Might be Garrick time. I like it. So Garrick enters with 3 counters, correct?
Enters with 3, +1s to 4.
+1s to 4. So you +1, he goes to 4. Now, I think the decision Korey has to make, if he has Garrick, is he willing to trade off his Garrick with all those tokens?
I think it's not the tokens, actually. It's you trade off your Garrick for the Elspeth.
Right, yeah. I mean, you kill the Elspeth, but your Garrick dies, or... Alright, so... Tim has more tokens. Does Korey not have anything else to do, though? It might just be all weaving fantasy here.
Oh, he doesn't even have the right mana to keep that Raging Ravine up on the block.
Oh, man.
Debating over what types of tokens to use.
Tim is just like, nah, I like my sleeves, thanks.
Yeah.
Alright, what is Korey? Oh, Korey just passes the turn. No action. That's the thing about Jund. No way to filter its cards, so you're pretty much stuck with whatever you draw.
Yeah.
You can play Solemn Simulacrum, but...
You can Garrick, -3, but...
Yeah. And in crashes 5 1/1 soldier tokens. That threatens to drop Korey to only 8 life.
It's pretty close to dead. That's actually lethal damage on board almost with that column on.
Jarvis Yu feels like he shouldn't have made those soldiers, but I'm sure he's glad to see Elspeth doing good work for Tim.
If he doesn't make the soldiers to block, I think the issue is that the Raging Ravine just comes in and kills Elspeth.
So now it looks like Korey's hand is double Lava Claw reaches and 2 spells. I can't quite make out what the spells are, though. I feel like if they were much action, they would be in play by now. Maybe one of them is Grave Titan?
Yeah, he's facing now Blade Splicer, Golem token of 5 1/1s. That's
a ton of power.
And a manland, so...
Yeah, I mean that manland practically puts Korey at a virtual 4 life.
Yeah. It's a Grim Lavamancer looking to chump block, I think, and this does not look very good.
No, I think this might be it for Korey. If Tim activates that Lava Claw, or activates that, wrong manland, activates the Celestial Colonnade, it might be lethal. Let's see. 1, 2, 3... Or it at least puts Korey near dead. I guess not. He's not going to choose to not activate it. That tells me that Tim might have counter magic in his hands.
Yeah, it doesn't just want to risk it dying for no reason.
Alright, so Tim serves in with an army of tokens.
Something has to be blocked here or killed.
Alright. Dismembers the Golem token. That'll drop Korey Faye down to
0 damage taken because it costs 3 mana. And the attack puts them to 3.
You can actually cast Dismember.
Yeah, I know. It's a surprise. You're playing it in a deck with black mana. Who would knew that you would do that?
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous. Phyrexians are all about just taking 4 damage every time. Korey Faye is no true Phyrexian. Alright, so Korey's got 2 Lavamancers. He just has to double block block on the tokens. Takes 3. Drops to 5.
Yeah. I actually don't think that I've ever inconstructed cast Dismember for anything other than 1 mana 4 life.
Yeah,
Maybe once for like 2 mana 2 life, but it was off of Mox Level, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely never cast it for the full mana cost 0 life. Alright, is this lights out for Korey Faye? He's thinking about it. Alright, Tech Edge down the Raging Ravine. Goodbye, Raging Ravine. Tim untaps. He's probably going to activate Colonnade here. Should be enough to do it.
He might just attack with everybody and attack as the other manland. No?
Or
he has the land, so he can do all of this.
Or Tectonic Edge after he activates the manland. And just 2 more Lava Claw Reaches in hand. That's the match. Tim takes his Cobblade deck into the finals. Korey Faye falls with his Jund deck. Really cool deck by Korey Faye, though. Really nice to see. I'm excited to see how this Jund deck gets improved because I mean, I'm sure. The list here is very good, but now Korey's showed it off to the world. We kind of have a core to go off of. What's going to happen now with it?
Yeah, once the other 1,000 people who want to look at this Jund deck get a chance, there's a lot of things that could maybe have been missed by one person that will be seen by the next 100.
Yeah, and once M12 is on Magic Online, this deck will get refined, and it'll be exciting. Or even in the next Open Series, one in Seattle next week, be interesting to see how this gets refined as it gets closer to U.S. Nationals, Grand Prix. So there's that.
At the very least, it's just shown probably how powerful Garrick is. We haven't really seen Garrick under the lights today or yesterday, so we haven't actually visually seen it in action. But the card has we keep watching these games. We're like, oh, if he has Garrick, it does everything. Oh, if he has Garrick, it does actually everything.
Yeah, Garrick Primal Hunter is a card I expect to see a lot of on tournament tables, and I think this is just the first place we'll see it.
Yes.
So Game 3 is currently being played of the other match, which means that we won't get to go see them. So we'll have the finals for you as soon as that wraps up. Tim, with his Cobblade deck, advances to the finals. We have Cobblade in the finals. Will Cobblade still reign supreme? We're going to find out. Back in the booth, I'm Gavin Verhey here with Arielax at the Star City Games Open Series here in Cincinnati. After a day of long play and a little bit this morning, it's going to finally come down to one match to decide the title.
Yep, and it's going to be between Tim Pskowski with his Callblade deck against either Matthew Farnay with Vampires or Caleb Durward with Pure Steel Paladin.
Who do we think Tim wants to win on the other half of the bracket?
Well, looking at his list, he doesn't actually have that much good removal for the card Pure Steel Paladin, so I actually think he wants Vampires to win. Even though, Vampires was traditionally the, I guess you could say scourge of Callblade in some minimal senses that, people thought it could be Callblade before. The Paladin deck, Paladin's going to stick in this matchup. And it looks like we're actually going to get Game 3 on camera.
Yeah, I think we might get it in progress, potentially. If we're getting it in progress, we'll find out here in a second. But regardless, Game 3 is going to be coming on camera, which is great. It didn't sound like we were going to have it, but their players are kindly willing to move, so that's great.
Yeah. I think that with Mental Misstep, especially, the Vampires matchup's going to get pretty good for him. The Vampires guy doesn't have Inquisition. Matthews just has 0 Inquisitions in his main, in his sideboard. Just no ability to really take these Squadron Hot Top before they hit. He does have Arc Trail, he does have Lightning Bolt, but I can easily see Gideon Jura just being really great, even though he does have Vampire Hexmage.
Yes, the interesting thing about Matthew's deck